Thero, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Bante, and welcome to the States.
Yeah.
I hope you adjusted well with jet lag and everything.
Yeah, getting used to the things now.
Yeah.
By the way, actually what I thought was to have a kind of a discussion session based on the practice, not to start a new sutta.
Okay.
So, because I felt that many people actually have given a kind of a positive reply telling that there are already so much of different suttas are already discussed, and probably we can go ahead with the kind of a practice session. Practice in the sense the kind of a discussing various questions from the audience if there are regarding their practice, and then we can ask the kind of a Q&A session type of thing, because already recorded suttas are there, so if when one wants they can listen to them, and you also can play them if necessary. That is possible, but what is missing is basically in case if you have a question related to the practice, then since I am not connecting, sometimes people are sending me emails. That's also a little difficult, but live we can connect like this, and if you all have any practice related question, then that I feel that would be much appropriate to do here, because the time is quite late night, and I have to return back to the kuti. Now I am in a common place. This is a library of the Bhavana Society, so therefore that is what I am going to do. So any of you are having any question related to your practice, please raise your hand, then Jennifer can unmute, and then they can start questioning, and then we can have a kind of a dialogue.
Okay, that sounds like a wonderful opportunity, Bante.
Yeah.
And since this is folks asking their specific practice sessions, then I won't be recording for privacy reasons. Is that okay?
That's also fine, but I mean typically in Nissarana we record even the Q&A session, and then we even upload that. But anyone anyone has any objection, actually we can consider them, but typically all the practice questions and the answers are all available free for everyone to refer, because sometimes the advantage is that kind of a common Q&A session has certain advantages. Basically, say for example my question might asked by someone else, then probably when I am going through the kind of a recording, then probably I might understand, okay, this is the same question that I have. So basically people can get the benefit like that. So those advantages are there. But if you feel that if someone's particularly need their question not to be sort of published, then we can consider that as well.
Yeah, if you, I guess if anyone wished to stay anonymous with your question, you can always submit them via the chat.
Yeah.
You always have that.
Exactly. Yeah, that is also possible. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have started the recording.
Okay, great.
Anyone has questions, feel free to raise your hand. Guess, John, you'll do the honors of starting today's discussion.
Thank you, Jennifer. Sure, I will take this opportunity so to welcome Bante to US as well. And also, I just, before we start this, I have several questions, of course, relating to the practice.
Yeah.
And then I also want to share that we will be sort of conducting some of the retreats, Swamin, also. Is that accurate? You can talk to that for us as well, whoever who wants to be a part.
Yeah.
And then share that.
Yes. So let me then give a kind of a summary. Probably Jennifer can show it already scheduled retreats in US. Hope you are having the kind of a summary that you shared with the others. Can you show that?
Yes, I can pull that up.
Yeah. No, not okay. I can't. I don't know how about the others. I can't see properly.
Yeah, Jennifer, we can't see that. And there is a PDF, or there is a PDF that I shared with you, maybe through WhatsApp. I don't know if that is possible.
Wait, is this like too small, or what's
only a
only we can see the header of the, nothing else, not the content.
Oh, interesting.
It's just the
large.
Yes.
Okay. Let me grab this from WhatsApp then.
Yeah, and you may want to share the entire document or just the screen itself.
Okay, let's try this again. Where's the document? How about this? Is this visible now?
Yes.
Okay.
If you scroll down, yes, that's good. So I'll let Swami Nwansa speak to this again.
Yeah. So basically, starting with the retreat in Boston, that is scheduled on August 16th to 17th. Then Virginia University again on August 23rd and 24th. Then Texas, Austin, 2 programs actually. One program for kids in English, and then for adults Sinhala. That is on September 20th and 21st. And Chicago again, that is on September 26th to 29th. Actually the retreat will be on 28th, the full day on Sunday. Then Seattle still not confirmed the exact date, but anyway it will be in October. Then California, that is confirmed, that will be on 26th. And that is on 20. That will be on 25th and 26th. And the other one, last one, New Jersey one, that will be in November 1st and 2nd. That is confirmed, but the medium, those are not yet confirmed.
Very good, thank you, Bhante. So the questions regarding or relate to the practice, I can sort of talk about, I guess. Does anybody, before we go, anybody have any questions for this program? Or if not, we can just, I can ask the initial question and then you can respond to as well.
Let me check. Maura, did you have a question relating to what Bhante had just shared? Or is it about a practice question?
It's a practice question.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we can take that after Geshe.
Okay. So, Bhante, there was a time that I sort of had a very calm, collective mind and didn't have a lot of busy life, per se. Time to time, I try to sort of keep my new way of life with the busyness and try to get engaged, keep my mind with work itself. And sometimes it has become a challenge now because of this work that I sort of get distracted pretty fast because there are time limits, time crunch that we have to work with.
Mm-hmm.
In such cases, how would you sort of advise for a yogi? What type of path? Because I try to, even today, before coming and sitting, listening to you talk, I was walking, doing my walk, and through that I was concentrating on the Sakman and then on my feet while it was happening, and then all of a sudden the work come into play. The work that we got to do this per se, you know, and then of course, and I have to sort of bring it again, you know, like and say that's on another time, and it has become a challenge because of a lot of activities has come, and through that process I feel that the challenges also, the mind also tend to digress pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So I think this is a quite common thing. So basically, if we have a kind of a rest time, not much lined up activities, then it may be quite convenient. But of course, some other occasions are there that many activities are there and many responsibilities, many obligations, and such situations are there. And what I feel is that on this occasion, on such occasion, if you are into more concentration, then again it can be a not a type of a good practice. Concentration in the sense that you are focusing attention onto something, you are purposely, effortfully trying to focus onto breath or something, or rising and falling, or even to the foot. So again you are trying to kind of forcefully tame the mind using a single object. So that may be little difficult on such occasion, but mostly on the other hand, if you are able to kind of have an open attention, kind of an open awareness, where the mind is quite open, quite not focused onto a particular thing, but you may be looking to a very far place, maybe to the sky, maybe to a series of mountains, maybe the horizon. So likewise, so the mind now get more open. Now the mind, the stress mind get released, and your eyes are wide open, and rather than you see a very short, narrow area, now you have a very wide, open area. So that is more productive than releasing the stress. And of course, if you are already able to have a mind through vipassana, which is capable of maintaining a kind of an open, unattached, very relaxed, very calm, quiet type of mind, then what I am saying is very, very suitable for you. But on the other hand, if you are a beginner, if you are still practicing focused attention based practice, what I mean is that, say for example, you are just a beginner, say you are trying to tame your mind, you are simply practicing anapanasati, and still the many distractions are there, again you are trying to bring your attention. So then what I am saying to you might not be easy, because still the mind is kind of jumping. But on the other hand, again assume that you are in a level of vipassana where various sensations are there and you are able to look at them again and again repeatedly. If that is the level that you are continuing, then probably you can try what I am saying. It won't be a big issue, because you have the capacity already built up to focus to any place in your body. So rather than choosing the body instead of finding a particular location. So how about widely opening your eyes, widely paying attention to a very wider area, rather than landing your attention onto a particular very narrow particular place. How about keeping it wide open? So these things may help, I feel, because the problem is that the work, typically the work today, grabs a lot of our attention. It grabs our lot of concentration. So the very tiny letters and very precise, very subtle information, and you may be dealing with the computer, maybe going through a paragraph, maybe a graph, something like that. So the mind already going through a very rigorous concentration based approach. But again, if you are trying to release the stress already built up using a concentration practice, then it's not going to work. So therefore, my advice is to have a very open environment. Go to a garden, go to a beach, if you have that facility, or kind of open environment, and look at the very far place and just open up yourself. So likewise, so these things can be not merely in a traditional type of a way, but these still help. On the other hand, you need to pump some joy to the mind. So rather than simply immediately trying to pay attention to a particular single object, how about talking with someone, maybe playing some jokes, and taking you back to the very relaxed kind of a moment, rather than very serious kind of a situation. So typically the work environment, you naturally get into a very serious mood. As Geshan mentioned, so the targets are there, you need to achieve, and the deadlines are very close. So all these things are kind of burdening the mind. But when you are talking or joking with someone, so the stress you already have may slowly release. So that's why sometimes mindful games are quite appropriate. But I mean, you know that for adults, I mean, playing that kind of a thing, maybe with someone else may be possible, but you can try. And of course, I have seen some even the people, the adults, they do certain kind of yogic exercises with some sounds. They are at a particular place. They are supposed to make a sound. So likewise, some joyful, some fun related activities are also there to remove that already pent up energy, already developed kind of a stress. So those things are quite necessary, quite practical. And then once you are happy again and your mind little relaxed, then you can go to another level by practicing meditation.
Yes, time to time I try to do that, and thank you, Bhante. This is valuable, and I think just wanted to ask that question.
Yeah.
See how that advice will work. I do appreciate. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Laura for the next question. Hi, Laura. Are you able to unmute?
Yes. Is that better?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bhante, for taking questions today. Since I went to your retreat, I found it very useful because this year I retired. Prior to that, I was just going to the temple once a week and getting into something akin to concentration meditation, where there's like a very subtle breath and then there's light, and I sort of, hang around the light, and it's really nice. Not absorption per se, but just around very beautiful orangey light. And I go in and out of that.
Right.
And that would sustain me happily for the whole week. So I was working. And then with the retirement, I went for 3 meditation retreats with Sri Lankan nun and monks.
Right.
who started to teach me Vipassana.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that very useful because I think Vipassana sits better with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like that investigation with the body and the senses and things like that as well. But what I'm finding is when I came home, I found it difficult to do the walking meditation because the only time I did the walking meditation, I couldn't sleep till 2-3 o'clock at night. I'm too energized.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped that.
Mm-hmm.
And in my meditation, when I get the beautiful breath, I try not to go to the light and I try to pay attention to my body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working okay, but what's happening is I'm not as happy as before.
Correct.
So now what I'm happening is my body is going into preeti, where there's like a little, almost like a shiver, like the sensations all throughout the body. Is that part of Vipassana? But overall, I feel like I'm not as passionate about meditating.
Mm-hmm. Actually, what you are going through is quite normal because you know that the samatha practice at one stage. Now, say for example, even if you are talking through the jhanic experience, say first jhana, second jhana, of course with the piti, some rupture and all these sensations are there and appear quite blissful. But if you are continuing further even in the samatha, you may reach the fourth jhana and beyond, and those are more equanimous, not so rapturous, not so pleasurable, but more into the equanimity. So as you mature, you are coming to a more equanimous level rather than you are into a rapturous, more elated type of a level. So even in the samatha, the same thing is there. But in the vipassana, on the other hand, mostly it may be equanimous, but there may be instances that you may experience the little rupture that may be there, but at the beginning may not be. At the beginning, you are still trying to locate your attention and examine various sensations, and all these things are there, and not immediately that you may experience some sort of a rapturous thing. But if in case it happens, you need to observe that as well. Now since you are used to certain rapturous experience, some piti, sukha, those experiences, so even in the vipassana practice you might get them, but now it is not that you are simply encouraging and enjoying, rather you need to step out of it and look at them objectively. Now these are also conditioned phenomena, these are also impermanent, these are also kind of undependable. You can't depend on them, you can't really control them, you can't simply invite them to come, you can't sustain them as you wish. So they are basically out of control. The anatta kind of non-self related characteristics are there. So likewise, when you are able to look at them from that angle, from the vipassana point of view, I don't think that you may get too much of rapturous type of experience, but rather you get more mature, more equanimous type of experience. But that is that you need to welcome that, rather than you are switching back to more rapturous thing. In case if you feel more dry and indifferent type of experience, you better do a little bit of adjustment, that's all right. But as a matter of fact, you need to understand, okay, vipassana is moving more into the wisdom aspect, and it may more mature into equanimity, and that is the domain that now we are moving towards.
Yeah, so I find day to day very dispassionate. So then I worry because there are some health issues in the family and things. I worry whether I'm getting depressed or beginnings of everything seems very dispassionate.
Yeah, that is quite natural, but the thing is you need to balance it. Now say for example, if you feel more negative type of thing, that means you have gone to a kind of extreme. You need to little switch back, because
it's not negative.
Right.
I'm doing everything.
Right.
Like you say, I like to go to parks and beaches and coffees and go to the gym. I do everything. That brings me physical, exercise and mind happiness.
Right.
but overall the level of, like attachment or something, some sort of dispassion.
Definitely. Those will change. That you need to accept. So that's the meaning of the vipassana. The thing is that we unknowingly or knowingly, ignorantly we attach, but the vipassana slowly removes that attachment, and you are stepping into more dispassionate mindset. And by the way, you may get used to it, so don't worry. Since you are new to it, you may feel little awkward, but slowly you may get used to it. So it's a matter of time actually.
Okay, so keep going. And I notice with the practice sometimes near my third eye there's like a bit throbbing. So that's the area that comes up for me when I try to switch away from the breath and just be body conscious.
Is that the only place, or you get sensations throughout the body?
Sometimes other areas as well, but I noticed that the throbbing, especially when I was doing it in the retreat, that's the area that's really calling me.
But better not, for a long period, if you are only observing one particular place, that could be problematic. Better you little change the position, and if possible find different sensations at different places within the body, and that gives you a little variation to the practice. And again, because the thing is, now say for example you are only keeping your attention at the forehead or whatever place for a long time, then it may turn more into the samatha kind of an approach. But if you are dynamically changing the position and observing various different kinds of phenomena at different locations, it gives you more dynamic kind of a practice, and it gives you some variations, and your mind become more active even. So that kind of a little variation may be better, but later once you are confident, then you don't need to do a lot of jumping from here to there, but within a very close area probably you can continue the practice.
Thank you so much, Bhante. This Q&A is very helpful.
Okay.
Because, thank you.
Okay. And just to add another point, not related to the question, but kind of a general thing, that actually, as you know, that with Bhante Dhammajiva, I participated in the UK retreats, and one thing that he pointed out is that we as practitioners, we know many things. We already have a lot of knowledge. But the problem is with the practice. So are we using our knowledge properly to the practice, or are we simply keep on gathering information? So that's what I also thought, okay, rather than pumping more and more information, so how about kind of doing kind of a revision, or kind of any questions that you all have related to what I have said already, or already shared with you, or related to your own practice. So that may be quite helpful, because otherwise nowadays information is widely available. Unlike during the Buddha's time, or kind of several hundred years ago, now the information is very widely available, easily accessible. So people know much actually. So maybe the Sutta Pitaka, maybe Vinaya, Abhidharma, people have too much information in a way, too much information. But that also can make someone confused, and you don't know where to start, something like that. And because too much information is available, so I am also, if I am trying to put more and more information further, then it can make you further burden with the information. But on the other hand, if you are to the real practice, you don't need much. So for example, if you want to really practice mindfulness, then Satipatthana Sutta is giving you a fairly broader practical insights, practical kind of information or instructions. But you need to practice, you need to do your own part, otherwise no point of gathering too much of information. It will be a kind of an intellectual exercise then, kind of an intellectual entertainment. So people like to do that. Even they simply want to reason, they simply want to gather information and say learn them, memorize them. There is an advantage, but if you are doing only that without practicing, then you are not getting the real benefit from the Dhamma. Actually, the Buddha's teaching is particularly emphasizing the practice. So that is what I also thought, okay, now this is the Vassa period where Buddha is emphasizing the practice to the monks. As you all know, during the Vassana time, so during the Buddha's time, Buddha's day, so people or the monks are actually gathering as groups, and they determine, okay, during this time I am not going to talk much, I am not going to engage with various other external activities, I am focusing myself onto the practice. So they do various determinations. So I felt, okay, that would be a good approach, and I am also getting some practical difficulties conducting a long-term Zoom session while being in US. So therefore I felt, okay, let's promote the practice. Later, once I return, probably we can talk in depth, in length, but this time let's give more emphasis to the practice. And if you all are having any practice related question, then we can discuss that. And on the other hand, if you have Dhamma related question, that also we can consider, but the more emphasis is onto the practice. Yeah.
Apologies, I can't pronounce your name, but feel free to unmute. The person with the raised hand, are you able to unmute?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
I have a question. Last time you gave a commentary about like a month or so ago. I think it's similar to the question that other person maybe asked as well. At that time, that with my bhavana, I had like you know, that sukha feeling, or when you do a bhavana, very light feeling on the body. And at that time, I had a concern, and I said, look, is that something that I should be promoting, or like, because I'm getting attached to it? And advice we gave at that time was, yes, make sure that you enjoy it, and you sort of go with the feeling you have, and try not, attachment is okay, that you enjoy it and sort of continue the practice, which I've been doing that day. But in the last few weeks, I had sort of the similar experience where, like, when I had that joyful feeling that the whole day I was very light, and my body felt very light after bhavana, or even when I'm in satya, but recently it also the same feel I had it disappearing. But for me, my problem is I crave that a bit now, because I lost that sort of like feeling the body as light and very the joyful feeling. Now when I lose that a bit during my bhavana sessions, now I feel like a bit of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's is sort of bothering me, is like, because it's sort of went away quickly, like maybe like it's only about 3 weeks I had it, like the last few weeks it's slowly fading away. It sometimes comes, it's not that entirely gone.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't feel so lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and the thing is, I sort of crave for that now. Like, I'm not feeling light, so I feel a bit confused sometimes. Like, I'm doing the same things. I'm even sometimes meditating a bit more than what I used to.
Yeah.
Like, I find time to do that with Vipassana Bhavana as well,
Mm-hmm.
more. But that's where I'm at. So I just wanted to, probably the same sort of question that was asked, but I want to ask that from you as well.
Yeah. So thing is, now in the samatha practice, if you are used to some samatha experience, so you might even get the very blissful or very lighter, comfortable, pleasurable experience even within a short time. It depends on the yogi actually. But on the other hand, for you to have some similar experience in Vipassana, it may take time. And that is also depend on the yogi. But typically it takes longer time because it's a kind of a gradual development happens. Just to give some theoretical understanding, now in the development of the Bojjhangas, enlightenment factors, one is starting with the sati, the mindfulness enlightenment factor. And that also have to develop to a certain level. Then your mind is less distracting and your mind is favorably in the present moment. And then you can see whether mind is able to focus onto a particular phenomena. That naturally will happen as you develop mindfulness. So one product or one byproduct of it is the concentration, where mind is continuously staying with the breath, for example, continuously staying with the rising and falling, for example. Even you give some relax or release, still it likes to stay with the breath. So that means now certain amount of concentration is also built up. And when these skills are already there, now you can start a practice, Vipassana basically. Say, as you said, if the body sensations are now available, probably you can use these already build up skills to observe them. And when you start observing them, a lot of say energy you might have to use, because these phenomena are not that beautiful and they are not joyful, and they may be painful feelings, they may be very transient phenomena, and you are going through a kind of a struggle at the beginning, because now you are dealing with some changing vulnerable kind of phenomena. They are not governable. They are coming and going, and they are jumping from here to there. So likewise, now you are in a kind of a struggle to handle all this. But with time you get the proficiency in it, and with time you know how much energy you need to provide, how much focus you need to give, what is the level of mindfulness you need to maintain. Now all these things are some practical aspects you are learning by trial and error. And when everything come to a particular, say, a comfortable, very reliable, and you feel confident, then slowly you get a little bit of relax, very little, at least a kind of a relief. Okay, now I know how to handle these things. Now the mind has little training in this. Now from sati to dhammavicaya to virya to piti passaddhi. It's a kind of a gradual development. You can't quickly jump to the piti passaddhi. It may not happen, but you may start with mindfulness, it may grow to the samadhi, and then you can start observing various phenomena, and that takes some time to properly observe various phenomena. And when you feel confident, when you are proficient in it, then slowly you may not need to use a lot of energy, rather the necessary amount of energy you need to use, and then relaxation, calming down, little bit of joy, these things may happen. So it will generate kind of a happiness, but it will take some time, and even later this happiness will convert into equanimity. Not continuously you may even experience happiness, but it will also mature into equanimity. So this kind of a transformation is there in the Vipassana practice. If you know this is the kind of a cycle that you are going through, then you are all right. So I suggest you to continue the practice. Don't feel discouraged. Once you are confident, then slowly certain the lighter body and all these things may happen, but those are not the things that you need to aim at, by the way.
Okay, Bhante, that explains that.
Yeah.
I think I experienced a lot of that, and
Yeah.
I think because that I lost that a bit, I felt like I might be doing something wrong, and I think you explained it very well. Bhante.
Okay.
So one other question I have, Bhante, is like when I'm doing it, few times I notice with the breath I start, when I go to body, body feels like cold, hot, or all these feelings that we feel in the body. and I go after that as well. At once, I feel like sometimes there's something like it goes from your head to the body inside. There's a cold, like sort of feeling that you feel like you're going inside, deep inside. Just want to ask, like, is that sort of part of a process as well, that you feel like you're going quite internal, like sort of feeling, rather than outside? So like you start from outside, you feel cold, hot, and all these things or feelings, right? Then you start concentrating, and then you sort of, I don't know, I feel like it's sort of going inwards a lot. So then it becomes like a very quiet place. Like, and at that time, what I think I did was like, because sometimes when you start with, you saying something, or even in Sakmali, you feel cold and you feel your foot, or you concentrate on one place. But after that, it feels the whole body is there, but you don't feel the body. Like you feel, I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but it's like you don't feel the body. It's like something deep inside. You still feel it, but it's very different. You're like detached, right?
Yeah.
Is that sort of the right path I'm doing?
No, I mean,
just wanted to ask that.
You are doing well. Basically, you may lose the orientation, you may lose the perimeter, all dimensions of the body. Those you will lose. So don't worry about that. So I mean, these things are natural things. So typically we are giving a name to ourselves, and we have a certain shape to the body, and we give various body parts their own different names. All these things will disappear. And as you said correctly, you have some kind of a knowledge that it is a living body. I am not dead, and something is going on. Some kind of vibration may be there, some kind of a change, kind of a element characteristics are there. So those are the kind of indications that the living body is there. But you can't even figure out where exactly this sensation is available, where exactly this vibration is happening. You can't name it, and you don't need to name it. And don't try to figure out what's the exact place and even the time. So these time related and space related information will be lost. So that is quite normal. So don't worry about it.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. Thero Sarnai.
Bhante?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So during our meditation practice, if there are strong sankharas that's coming up and it's causing like sudden bodily movements, do we try to just be mindful throughout that whole process? Or is there something that we can do to kind of ease that, so that it helps to calm the body and the sankhara, and we can deepen faster?
Maybe it depends on the situation. Now, if they are kind of little lighter and manageable, you can little endure them, and you can pay attention to them. And on the other hand, if they are sort of more intense, probably you can see whether it's a very painful, very intense kind of feelings, then probably you can change the posture and see. Because sometimes if you are maintaining a very rigid posture unknowingly, sometimes these kind of consequences can happen. So sometimes we are putting too much effort. So likewise, we can recognize whether I am putting too much effort. Am I crunching the teeth? Am I holding the breath? Am I tightening the muscles? So likewise, some unknowingly our actions are there. So you need to focus your attention to the body and see whether am I doing this kind of unnecessary, energetic, effortful type of maintenance. If so, you need to release them. So those may be the reason to have this kind of a difficult, uncomfortable situation. Assume that you are not doing any of this, and you are quite maintaining a very flexible type of a body posture, and that part is very well maintained. Then probably these sensations are coming, they are popping up, and they are, of course, the nature of the body. You may have to bear it. And on the other hand, there's another scenario. Now, say for example, you are a person, you did the vipassana practice for a long time, and you have gone through fair amount of vipassana practice, in the sense that these different sensations you have observed for a long time and they become faded away, and now your mind become more quiet and more relaxed, and mind not unnecessarily think on many different subjects, rather it prefer the silence. Assume that now you are in this kind of situation. While you are in this kind of situation, still you purposely trying to pay attention to bodily phenomena, then you are doing a wrong thing. Then it can generate this kind of very intense situations, very intense type of sensations, because you are doing something wrong. Basically, you need to stop it. You are doing something wrong in the practice. Your meditation technique is completely wrong, because you have done pretty well at the beginning, because that's why your mind is quite released, very relaxed, very lighter, and no much attachment, no inner chatter. So these are the good results. Now you need to enjoy them rather than again effortfully trying to do something. You need to allow things to happen. You need to switch from doing to being. At the beginning of the practice, it is very much the doing is involved. We are doing practice. But once we go through it for a fair amount of time, you may come to a level, okay, now mind is quite settled, not much stress, not much burden, not much attachments, not much defilements. Then you need to switch to this. You need to recognize this result, and now you need to let things happen naturally. Let the things unfold naturally, rather than you are struggling. So sometimes people are more effortful, and they think, okay, I have to on say 5 years ago I maintain a very rigid schedule, I need to continue the same rigid schedule even now. So that's a wrong perception that we are dealing with. So if you are maintaining such thing, then of course you can go through very intense feelings, very intense sensations, and you might not feel comfortable. You may feel unbalanced, basically.
Okay, so I'm trying to assess which one of those scenarios is it. But I do feel very relaxed. I don't feel like I'm exerting too much effort.
Right.
But I guess it's almost like maybe there are certain how to describe? Maybe there are certain like groupings of like rupa, and then you just in a very relaxed yet concentrated manner looking at it, and it almost feels like a release.
Mm-hmm.
And everything kind of just unwinds, and it causes like a sudden like bodily movement.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can be quite
kind of a jerk,
abrupt.
A kind of a jerk. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it can be like a jerk.
Yes. Right. Okay. I mean, your body falls to the front.
No, not fall to the front, but maybe more like my neck will crank, my head
I see.
will like suddenly jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, now you need to understand. Now you need to continue, but more in a more relaxed mood. Mm-hmm. Don't now, as much as possible, keep the mind very quiet. Don't allow the mind to unnecessarily think on many different subjects. Rather give a kind of rest to the mind as much as possible. Avoid conceptual proliferation as much as possible. And during the walking also, you can even observe the mind. And how about observing the mind, a little bit of switching your attention to the mind rather than to the body. That also can make you a little more released, more relaxed type of situation. You can simply in a relaxed mood, you can observe the mind. Let the mind think if it want, but they are merely thoughts. At this level you can understand, okay, they are merely thoughts, they are not you, they are not belong to you, they are not me. That you need to understand, and then let the thoughts also come and go, and you know that they are also impermanent. So likewise you are building some wisdom by observing the mind as well. So when these things are sort of maturing, you may come to a better release, than even better than the one that you are experiencing right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I asked a similar question of a different teacher, and that teacher told me that I should actually exert effort to try to not let the body move. And I just felt like that was counterintuitive for me, and it was almost causing more stress and burden to the mind and trying to force something. Yeah, rather than just going with it.
Yeah, I think effortfully trying to maintain the body posture at this level may not be a good idea.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
And there's another question from Aura.
Yeah.
Thank you. Similar question. I get that jerk as well sometimes when I'm in the meditation, and it almost feels like I'm on the verge of falling asleep or something, and then my body just like jerks, and I'm back to concentrating again.
Yeah, actually the jerk can happen at many different situations. As you said, when you are at the edge of a sleep, it can happen. So if you are quite sure, okay, it is just the edge of the sleep, it is happening, so you need to awake.
Yeah, I'll get relaxed to the extent where it's like momentarily I could fall asleep and my body just jerks, I think.
Yeah. It can happen, but slowly these things will be abandoned, so don't worry about it. If it is happening at the edge of the sleep, then it's quite okay.
Can I ask a question about, if everyone's okay, something that happened 10 years ago?
Why? Okay. But two candidates are waiting, by the way. Okay.
Okay, I'll wait for them.
Okay.
I'll wait for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. We can come back to you more after some time. Andrad, feel free to unmute.
Thero and Bante.
Yeah.
Bante, so I was just doing the Sakbana today morning, and I just realized, like, I have been doing it for a while, and I just realized that I can concentrate on the sensations effortlessly, and in the meantime I see another layer where my thoughts are just coming and going, like they're appearing and disappearing. And at that time I just feel like I need to do the vipassana on the thoughts. Just want to get some advice on that, because it's just like I feel comfortable, like otherwise I just feel like I'm going to like a samatha if I'm like only concentrating on one thing. So it's just like effortlessly I'm concentrating on my feelings, bodily sensations, and I just like what do I do with the thoughts? Like, just wanna.
Yeah. Now, if you are capable of understanding the thoughts, understanding the sense that they are merely thoughts, rather than you feeling, okay, I need to do something, because now each thought may be suggesting something. Okay, you need to do this, and there is an activity pending, and you have to complete that. So many assume that thought is suggesting something. But rather than you are taking it in that level, if you are able to recognize, oh, this is a mere thought, it is also now arising, and then okay, when I am observing it, it has disappeared. If this is the kind of a behavior you are dealing, then no problem. So that is the correct approach that we have to deal with. So the thoughts are merely thoughts, they are merely objects, and you can look at them objectively rather than being carried away by the content of it.
Okay, so then when I see the thought, should I just like see that and then again go back to the bodily feelings? Not going back to the sensation.
Yeah, not necessarily. Because now the point is, now you can, all these different domains are all valid. We don't need to say, okay, body is better than thoughts, or thoughts are, the Chittanupassana is better than Kayanupassana. Rather than saying so, So depending on the situation, you can select what is more appropriate, but the effect may be very similar. So if you are now feel confident and you feel happy observing different thoughts, and you are playing with it and you feel quite exciting about it, and you can continue that because it's a very interesting area for you to explore. And it is not essential you to quickly jump back to the body, because there is enough resources are available in the mind for you to continue the practice. Then no problem, you can continue in Chittanupassana.
Okay, Bhante. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take the next question from Gita.
Thero and Saranai Bhante.
Yeah.
I have two comments or questions. One is, I think I'm complicating the understanding of Chittanupassana, so I want to clarify. Because it says observing the whole mind state or the overall mind state rather than mind images, then that makes me confused, because what I can see is thoughts. Thoughts just come and they go, come and go.
Right.
And there's almost no time to look at whether they're wholesome or unwholesome. It's they sort of disappear before they even kind of complete the sentence. So
nothing to worry. Because the thing is, now at the beginning of the practice, the practitioner may not experience what you are going through. They may even can recognize, thought is coming and I am adding few more thoughts, and now it becomes more into a unwholesome, and then now I stop it, and then now they slowly fade away. So it is not a mere single thought, it's a series of thoughts, but anyway you are able to manage it and they have disappeared. So this is the kind of a picture typically the beginner of Chittanupassana might have. But later, as you are pointing out, they may not last for a long time and you are not adding more thoughts. Rather, a single thought may appear and you are quite vigilant, and when you are paying attention, it has gone. So you don't need to worry whether it is a wholesome or unwholesome, because both are showing the same common characteristics.
Okay, so you're just seeing the impermanence. Really.
Exactly. They are conditioned. So they are conditioned phenomena. Whatever arising, they are subject to pass away.
And the second comment is, there have been times lately when my concentration has been very poor, and my mindfulness is, it doesn't seem to be catching on. So I decided to shift my attention more to the clear comprehension. So I'm more aware of what am I doing, why am I doing this, is this the way to do this, what are the priorities here, and I feel as if that has helped me a bit, because it's like you're managing your time better, and so that you're more sort of, when bare attention can also seem to be improved for a while. Just a comment about this clear comprehension.
Maybe now if it is helpful and reducing the distractions, then no problem. But on the other hand, the point is, now this kind of an investigation further activates the mind, not the calming down. In the Bojjhangas there are two groups, Dhammavicaya, Virya, Piti. So the investigation, effort and the rupture, so they are more active factors. So they will energize the mind, they will activate the mind further. On the other hand, the Passadi Samadhi Upekka, the tranquility, say here rather than saying concentration, we can simply say Samadhi, and the Upekka, equanimity. So they are more calming down the mind, they are relaxing the mind, they make the mind more lighter and that more calm. So in your situation, if you feel clear comprehension helps me to calm down the mind, you can no harm, you can go ahead with it.
It's just working with whatever balances out the overall situation. So
the point is, now if you know this is the situation right now, if I pump a little bit of investigation, now the mind become more balanced, it will leave many unnecessary thinking, then no problem, it's welcome.
Okay, Bhante, thank you.
Okay. So, okay, now it's already 10:30 here. I have to return back to my kuti. Moira, so your question, if it is possible to take the next week, how about that?
Yes, that'll be great. Thank you.
Because you are able to keep it for 10 years now. Just another week.
Yes.
Okay, then. I think we had a very fruitful session today. And I feel this is also quite important, rather than I adding too much information to you, too many suttas, so that you need to, explore. So let's get back to these sessions, a couple of sessions like this. I feel it is more helpful. And with that note, I like to conclude the session. And if necessary, Jennifer can play a recording for a practice. If not, we can wind up the session, and anyway I'm going to conclude my part.
Thank you, Bhante. Should we do a sharing of merit before
okay
we wind up?
Then sure. So we have conducted the session, and some of you have participated and share your experiences, and we try to give more emphasis to the practice of the Dhamma, and all these merits what we have accumulated we share with all the past relatives and whoever the beings who are enjoying these merits, and we wish these merits help us also to attain path fruition Nibbana. We will recite the traditional verses. Ettavata cham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavata cham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavata cham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Akasattha ca bummatta deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkantu sasanang cirang rakkantu desanang cirang rakkantu mamparang. Idang vo ñātīnaṃ hotu sukitā hontu ñātayo. Idang vo ñātīnaṃ hotu sukitā hontu ñātayo. Idang vo ñātīnaṃ hotu sukitā hontu ñātayo. Imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā. Imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā. Imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante. Thero Sannai.
Yeah, Thero Sannai.
Bhante, will we send this recording to Aruna?
We can, no problem. Yeah, please share it with me also, then I can upload it.
Okay. Will do. Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah, Thero Sannai.
Night.
Yeah, good night.
Thero Sannai.
Thero Sannai.
Thero Sannai, Bhante.
Yeah, Thero Sannai.